Do you know what today's episode's about? Well, you'll either love it or hate it. We're going to talk about my opinions on Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Is it any good? Well, I guess you'll have to watch the video and find out. G'day guys, BZ here, back in the Neon Doom Room once more. Thank you so much for joining me for an episode where I discuss what I think about the new series that just ended, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Was it any good? Was it worth it? Was it a good watch? Guess we'll find out. Now, I did shoot this video already. I shot it a couple of nights ago in here, and I chose an odd camera stand to do it, and I chose an odd light to light me, and it made me look very strange. And I was going to continue with the video because it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't great. But I decided to reshoot it. Also, I missed out on a few points that I really wanted to get out there. So let me just re-explain everything to you again. I might chuck a bit of video in between just to sort of highlight what I was talking about the night before, and you'll see how poor the video was then. Okay, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. I'm going to tell you what I liked about it. What I liked about it was I was hyped to see it. I was looking forward to seeing Star Wars Skeleton Crew for quite some time because I thought, how could they mess this up? This is like basic, scientific 101 kids action movie, kids adventure movie. You can't get it wrong. You just got to follow the formula. You have to have good storytelling. You have to have great character development. And, use the Star Wars lore. Good story, good character development, and use the Star Wars lore. Those are the three things I think would make a great Star Wars kids adventure series. So I was hyped about it. I thought this is going to be great. It's going to be like the Goonies. It's going to be like Stand By Me. It's going to be like any number of these movies I've got piled up behind me from the 80s and the 90s. Right? And timeless, kind of timeless, because Disney has done many kids adventure movies. Look, Caravan of Courage even for the original Star Wars, and an Ewok Adventure. I think that was the other movie. I can't remember. You might be able to correct me if I'm wrong. I thought this is going to be great. Now, also pirates. It's going to highlight pirates. Space pirates, albeit space pirates, but pirates still. I love pirates. Pirates are great. Pirates are like, Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson, that classic pirate tales, and so many stories since then. Pirates of the Caribbean, you got all that lore of pirates you can throw in there and make them space pirates. So I was looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And it looked like the kids in that were a good, selection of kids that make up the story. And definitely it's got a Stranger Things kind of element too. Maybe that's just because of the way they've lined it up with, the walkie-talkies and stuff like that. But I thought they can't go wrong. They can't go wrong with it. So, first episode. Loved it. I thought it was good. A bit short. It was a bit short. The times of the episodes were scattered. They were quite scattered. So, you didn't get the same time or close to the same time with every episode. And I found that really a little bit off-putting, but episode 1 was good. A little bit short, but good. I think it was a great beginning. Let me just show you the video. Let me just show you the video of me reading out the times, because the times are vastly different. If I go through my PlayStation Disney Plus thing, you're looking at first episode 49 minutes. Now, I would expect the first episode to be about an hour. It was a good episode, though. It was a good episode. Second episode, 32 minutes. That's short. Third episode, 40 minutes. Okay, weird. Fourth episode, 39. Fifth episode, randomly, is 46. Sixth episode is 34 minutes. Seventh and second to last episode is 37 minutes. Last episode is 41 minutes. I expected the last episode to be at least an hour. Start long, end long. But no. Each episode has a different time frame. They didn't stick to times. They just shot the episode as they saw fit. Edited the episode as they saw fit, and whatever that time was the time. Okay, so you've seen the video of the times. You can see how dark the room was when I was explaining those times. But obviously, this series started short and kind of ended short. I expected it to start long and end long, and then to have normal size episodes in between. But look, episode 1 was good. For what it was good. Episode 2, not as good. I mean, yes, you went to the pirate lair, you met Jod Nanawood, and it was fun, but it was short. It was a short episode. Now, all of these are punctuated by short episodes. It was a short episode. Episode 3, God, maybe I should bring up, I'll just bring up my Disney Plus in front of me so I can actually look at the episodes, because that's what reminded me last time. Now that I've got my Disney Plus in front of me, so I can actually look at what the episodes are. The episodes were short. Okay, so the first episode, this could be a real adventure. Kids from an ordinary planet discover a surprising secret. Great episode. Excellent episode. It was 49 minutes, so not just a little bit shy of an hour. 11 minutes shy of an hour. Still short as far as I'm concerned. Still a bit short. But a good episode. Pretty solid. Number 2, way out past the barrier. Was a good episode. It's actually good. It brought you to the pirate space station, and it was good. It was like rough around the edges, gave you that pirate feel. I love the 33, the robot in the actual spaceship that they are on. I love it because it reminds me of Long John Silver from Treasure Island, and I love all of the pirate references. It was really fun having that in this show. But yes, it was a very short episode, 32 minutes, very short. Fun, but way too short. Like, it was over before I could even think about it. Number 3, very interesting as an astrogation problem. Mysterious stranger offers to help our heroes. That's obviously where you meet the owl creature. And by the way, I'm going to give you spoilers here, and I'll definitely let you know when I get into total spoiler territory. You meet the owl creature. You know, Jod's going there, he's got a bad relationship with him. I don't know why he went there with the bad relationship with this character. Very cool character, plays a part later on in the series, but 40 minutes. So 45 minutes is kind of episode length as far as I'm concerned. Maybe 50, 45 to 50. That is 40 minutes. It was suitable, it was okay, nothing fantastic. The story was good, not great, but good. And lots of these episodes, by the way, feel to me like they're missing something. I will expand on that very soon. And after that episode, there is Can't Say I Remember No Ad-Aden. That's episode 4. Our heroes face a surprise in a familiar setting. Obviously, that's the duplicate world where it's set up exactly like Ad-Aden. It's like Atchen or something like that. And they meet, obviously, people that are fighting a war on that world. And 39 minutes. So the other one was 40, that one was 39, so still a little bit short. Episode 5, you have a lot to learn about pirates. A seemingly pleasant world will test our heroes like no other. This is the world of, what was the pirate's name? Tack something or other, I can't remember. The pirate whose ship N33 belonged to. Before we never really find out who he was. Yeah, that's the lair of the pirate. 46 minutes, a little bit more like what it should be, and a fun episode. That was the most Goonie episode of the lot, this episode, with the booby traps and the lair and all of that stuff. So yeah. Number 6, Zero Friends again. Relationships fray under the pressure of a difficult journey. This was 34 minutes 34 minutes long, and really I appreciated the strength of the episode in terms of the friends not seeing eye to eye. Felt a little bit forced, to be honest, and filled with a lot of empty space in terms of dialogue and conversation. And really, I felt like it was an episode for them just to make a spider crab monster thing. It was cute, had some good moments, but yeah, definitely felt a little bit forced. Episode 7, we're going to be in so much trouble. Our heroes never felt further from home. Obviously, Jod Nanawood, he captures or, finds the crew, gets on board, and they know exactly what he's like. Episode 8, The Real Good Guys, and sorry, that one was 37 minutes, the previous one. Number 7. Number 8, the final episode, The Real Good Guys, a journey filled with adventure comes to a surprising end. 41 minutes. Remember I said start long, end long. And I'm sorry, I'll get into what I mean in a minute by all of that, but Number 8 is essentially the last episode, and it was 41 minutes, and it felt like it went by really quickly. It was a good episode, actually, for what it was. Oops. The remote's disconnected. Now, let me just talk. We've talked about the times and the episodes. Let me just talk about the series as a whole. I think it was an okay series. I think it was definitely showing as a sort of love letter to 80s cinema and 80s kids adventure movies. Kids off on their own, don't have parents to tell them how to do things, don't have really an understanding of the greater, wider world, because obviously they've been trapped on Aten for so long under a security measure. So they have to learn how to survive out in the wild, and you know, you got main characters that are very stubborn and want to be in control, and kids and characters that want to have an idyllic view of the world, or like a view of the Jedi and the universe as being a magical, amazing place, but really it's a dirty, grimy place. All of that stuff was really good. What I didn't like about it is the episodes were all over the place, like literally all over the place. I didn't like that at all. It felt very inconsistent. The stories in it were fine and punchy, but wow, did each episode feel like it was missing something. Like each episode felt like they cut out sections of it to make it shorter. The episode where Jod saves them from, you know, the enemy on the duplicate world, when he walks down the ramp and he's surrounded, and the next minute he's walking out of the mist, the smoke, saying that he paid for all of the wildebeest type characters to be given back. Where, like, that's like a cheat code. You're cheat coding. If you know what I mean by cheat coding, you read a book, hero has left to save the day, chapter 2, chapter 20, whatever the chapter is next to that chapter, he's come back saying he saved the day. There's no story to understand how that happened. Did not like that at all. Do not like cheat coding in series or movies. I just find it really, really cheap. Cheap coding. It was very cheap to do that. I didn't like that. They could have shown, God, even under a minute, 2 minutes of him doing that negotiation. All right, or starting the negotiation, putting Chekhov's gun out there for all to see that he was, you know, going to do that, or trying to do that. Maybe he was met with resistance or hostility, but he was trying to do that. And then when he comes out of the smoke, he could have gone, well, I talked him out of it, and here's the thing, and he would have seen that. I didn't like that at all. I don't like cheap shots in series, and I'm going to stop going on about it. I don't like that. There was a lot of these episodes that felt very much like, especially with the random timing, it felt like something was just cut out. It felt like there was something missing. It felt odd. From episode 2 onwards, I started feeling an odd feeling. Something bugged me. It really felt like this series cut out stuff, and I don't know the truth. I don't know whether they did or they didn't, or whether they just wrote it that way. If they wrote it that way, I honestly think they cheaped out on their writing, because the stories were okay but not great. The writing, the character development was okay. It was fine. In some places good, in some places not so good. Don't get me wrong, I like this series. I like the characters in it. I liked what they stood for. I liked what they were trying to say to each other. I liked all of that. What I didn't feel like they had was enough believability, enough good character development in it to really make it ring true, to drive it home. I felt a lot of it was just really punchy and really quick. There were a lot of cut scenes, like really odd cut scenes, going from one place to another, and also that the episodes just ended quickly. I'd be like, oh, just getting into it, and it would end. So there's some timing issues here. There's some, what would you call it? There's some structure issues here. Because I didn't feel like the episodes flowed. They didn't flow well. The pacing is the word I'm looking for. The pacing of this was just all over the place. A lot of episodes, like I said, were quite good, and some of them were like just really confusing in terms of the pacing and what they were trying to get out of it. So look, I thought it was okay. I think at the end of the day, Disney suffers from a serious storytelling problem, which is odd coming from one of the biggest storytelling companies in the world, who've made some of the biggest stories for kids in the world. Jod was a good character. The problem with Jod was yeah, you were told all the way along, you don't know what's his motives, what's this, that you're led to believe that it's like he's hiding stuff. He's not hiding a whole lot, honestly. I'm going to get to the end, so this will be a spoiler. Please, if you don't want to know before finishing up, please do not watch any further. It's not my fault if you do. Jod has no ending. Jod had an okay character in terms of like, okay, so he was trained by a Jedi right before Order 66 took place, and then his Jedi master was killed, and he had to grow up on his own in a difficult, universe, and had some powers, but just became greedy and selfish. But when the series ends, and the X-Wings have bombed the pirate ship and saved the day, Jod's free. He's essentially free. He's in the supervisor's tower on his own. The kids and Wim's parent, his father, left him on his own in the tower. So what does that mean? Is he going to be the new supervisor? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to accept that. Is he going to flee? What room does it leave for season 2? This is called season 1 on Disney Plus. What's the rooms are going to leave for season 2? I don't understand. He's free. He can escape. So he's not really punished for what he's done. And also, as a side note, the supervisor was no one. It was no one of any consequence. We all wondered, could it be, I thought it could have been, what's his bloody name? I thought it could have been a character of note. I thought that this was going to be a lead up. He was going to be maybe a Jedi who was coming back to Aden to settle a score, to make things right in the universe, and the supervisor was going to be a bad guy. Somebody from, the Clone Wars or another series that we all know. And many of us thought that, if you look online. We all thought this was going to have some link to past stories. Or that maybe Jod Nuttaward was actually, maybe a Jedi or an evil Jedi or a neutral Jedi that's become the bad guy. And the supervisor was going to be someone notable, someone good. Maybe a real Jedi, or maybe somebody who trained the Jedi. Or maybe it was could be anybody from back in the day that was a good character that actually was there for a reason. And we're all racking our brains about it. At the end of the day, we thought maybe it could be, oh god, what's his freaking name? I thought it could have been Hondo Ohnaka. I mean, there's a classic pirate who likes money that could have, landed there and become the supervisor. I mean, by the time this series has come out, lines up with many other shows post Empire. It could have been Hondo Ohnaka, but they said in a statement that it wasn't Hondo Ohnaka. So they had the opportunity to bring back old characters and make them real life characters. I mean, you could have had a real life Hondo Ohnaka in a story. But no, they didn't do that. They made the supervisor a robot, a droid. And you could go, haha, surprise. I mean, it makes sense kind of if you're smart that all of the security droids were droids and they report to a droid. But you go to the duplicate planet and there is nothing up in the main room. There is no droid up in the main room. There's nothing else but a bunch of maps on a wall to lead us to believe there would be any such thing. So anyway, at the end of all of this, it feels very much like this series was the little child that could and didn't. It had potential, and it's a good, okay, I guess, series for toddlers, young kids even, who don't have to think too hard about it. It would be a fun ride. They don't have to think about structure of stories and where things go wrong or consistencies and errors in how stories go. Kids will just enjoy the ride and think it's fun. For teenagers, maybe they might start picking at it or find it a bit dumb or whatever. Who knows? But for me as an adult that's also watching this as a Star Wars fan, it's quite lacking in a few different places. It could have been great. And if I talk about this the way I talked about in the previous video I shot that wasn't good enough for tonight, they could have done this like a long, slow burn show. No, not super slow burn, but like one of those Star Trek shows where they're shot out into the middle of space and have to find their way home and have adventures on the way. They could have done that. This could have been 2 seasons long. It could have been 3 seasons long. Slowly make their way back, get held up, get taken, get captured again, crash on a planet, find a way to survive. All these skills, because it kind of felt like with this series that the kids went through, you know, a bit of trouble and some shocking stuff and some stuff to make them question who they are. But after 8 episodes, it really wasn't a lot. It really wasn't a lot. You could have made this 2 seasons minimum, even 3 if you wanted to make it even more. And it would have been fun. They could have gotten so close, but so far. They could have tried to land on their world when they found it, but then like the ship got struck by one of those security measures and they had to limp away and find another way to get back, and then get in more trouble and get stuck, get captured, crash land on the planet, you know, join a mercenary band to try to, you know, get money to fix the ship or whatever. It could have dragged on and on and on and been fun and really taught those kids survival skills, really brought them home with a bit more of a balanced view on the universe. But it didn't do that. So ultimately I think that this series, this short 8-part series, mini-series is what I'm calling it. I'm not calling it a season. It kind of failed at its job. Still fun, still okay to watch. But yeah, make the episodes, Disney, make the episodes consistent. Make the timing consistent. If you have to fill in a bit of time, I'm sure you can know how to do it. You got talented writers there that should be used. I mean, you should be using them to make each episode really like have a punch to it, and good storytelling and good character development, and like sacrifices that they have to make, and the skills that they learn and they use. And Jod could have been just a whole lot better. 33 was a great character. I think that he was one of the better standout characters. The kids were great, but ultimately, like, use the pirates a bit more. You know, have more worlds, more challenges, make it more Goonies, you know, more mazes and tunnels and traps, and, you know, follow the dots to the lair. You know, don't just find the lair, follow the dots to the lair. First we have to land on this planet, there was a clue there, and then we land on this planet, there's a clue there, and the only way to find it is to follow all the clues, and then you land on the gambling world, and then you find the thing, and then you have a lot more traps that last more than 1 episode to get to the lair. It could have been great. It could have been like just a thrilling episode where every episode felt like, what's happening next? I literally wanted it to be like, what's going to happen next? Come on, bring it on. No, I felt more like at the end of every episode, what? It's already over, and what are they going to do now? What's going to happen next? I mean, I wasn't expecting this episode to end. It was just disappointing. I guess my point here is it was disappointing. It was short. It lacked greater, deeper character development. It lacked greater and deeper depth in terms of storytelling. And it could have been more like a proper pirate adventure. It really could have. It could have made you want next year. You know, the next season. Season 1, bam, bring on season 2. I can't wait, it's going to be awesome. But it's not. It's over. It's done now. I mean, if they make a season 2, I'm going to ask you the question, why? Why are they going to make a season 2? It's ended. There's no need for this story to go any further now. They've done this again. Finished the season. That's it. I think they were honestly testing the water to see if this was any good. But in testing the water, they've ended this season. It's done now. There's no more seasons. As far as I'm concerned, that's where it ends. Okay, why do that? Why not just make it great? Make Star Wars great again. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Basically, I'm going to say as a quick shortcut to the end of all of this that I thought that this was the series that could have been great. I think that it was okay. I think that the storytelling was okay. I think that the character development was okay. I think that the episodes were not great, too short, and I think this could have been amazing, and it wasn't, and I'm disappointed. I'm actually quite disappointed. So I'll leave it there. I'm going to give this, if I give it out of 10 Death Stars, I'm going to give it 5. I mean, at the most 6, but I think I'm pushing it 6, so I'll say 5 Death Stars out of 10 Death Stars. Yeah, that's it. Not great. Not a great series. Okay, for the kiddies, who cares? They're going to love it. They're going to love it. All the more Star Wars for the kiddies. For me, no, not that great. Anyway, guys, BZ, back in the Neon Doom Room. short review. It was a bit long on here, I'm cutting this back. Short review on my opinion on Skeleton Crew, the little kids adventure series that couldn't. Alright guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. There is a bell up here. It's really down here. Press that one, not that one. This will just freeze the video and then you get annoyed and have to press it again. And I want you to tell me, what do you think about Star Wars Skeleton Crew? Because a lot of you online are saying that you love it, it's great, reminds me of the 80s, this, that and the other. Great, put it down there. There's comments down there. If you think I'm wrong, put it down there. I'd love to hear your opinion. And I respond to people's messages. So put it down there and I'll respond to you. In the meantime, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry if this is longer than I said it was going to be. I have a lot to say on things. And I'll see you on the next Neon Doom Room video. And I love you. And don't forget to waddle your wickets and wobble your Wookiees. See you on the next one, guys. BZ out. Love ya. Whoa. Whoa. Wobble your Wookiees? Okay, I'm sinking to a new low.